ARP, Lawrence, Shata. First off, I want to say thank you because when you guys were doing promotion for the Murder Mook Averb card, Rare Breeds, you used my footage that I sent to y'all, and as a part of y'all's bloggers little mashup kind of thing, and I want to say thank you. I'm forever grateful, and that's probably that's something that I can hang my hat on because that was really awesome to be in a video kind of highlight mashup kind of thing with some of the best bloggers in battle rap media. But and y'all have been doing an amazing job with these amazing cards. I mean, every time we watch an RBE event, we always leave with something to remember us by. You know, Averb's performance against Murder Mook, Math's performance against Hollow to Dawn, K-Sean's performance against Jay Mills. I mean, you guys brought back Murder Mook. You guys brought back Jay Mills. Calico and Ill Will having one of the best battles of that year. A classic, in my opinion. But when you book stuff like this, RBE closure, right? You see, when I hear that word, especially as of late, because I just got some closure myself, so I'm a little somewhat emotionally invested when I hear the word closure, right? May 4th, you guys are back in Atlanta, where Math and Heavy Half did their thing. Where Sharon and Big Cannon went to war, having a 4-round battle with the 4th round being off the top freestyle. First of all, it's something I've never seen before, and I want to applaud RBE. I have nothing but great things to say about RBE, but when you book matches like Jay Mills versus Ines, I start to get a tad bit irritated because I put out a video doing my predictions for, I believe that was Lift His Soul 5, maybe 6. I think it was Lift His Soul 5, maybe. When Hollow and Math went at it, saying that I didn't want to see the match. And then I was proven wrong because that was one of the best Math Hopper performances I've ever seen in my life. Then K-Sean versus Jay Mills happens. As predicted, K-Sean wins that battle clearly. And I thought that, okay, Jay Mills did his thing, and he kind of thought, oh, I guess this isn't the culture that I thought it was. And I thought this was the one and done thing. No! Apparently, you know, after I watched the Jay Mills battle, I heard that he's doing a couple more for y'all. Hence, Jay Mills versus Ines. Now, I know the history. I did my homework. Apparently, these guys battled, I can't remember the year, but they battled a long time ago, and it was a tie. Now, on RBE in Atlanta, we're going to have the rematch and figure out who is really the best. Gets closure to this. I want you guys to remember the word closure. It's the name of this card. I'm gonna say that word a lot in this prediction video, so I'm just letting you know right now. Closure. So you're getting closure to see who really won that battle and who really is kind of the king of the old school. Because Ines has been having the same style, and it's been working for him. You saw him versus Thesaurus. You saw him versus B Magic. You saw him versus Steams. You saw him versus Lex Luthor. You seen him versus apparently a great battle with him and Dre Dennis. On Gates of the Garden, you saw him versus Butter from the Block, and that style works for him. Jay Mills still has kind of an old school style. That Tom Shepard line was very nice, sir. I'll give you that first round. I was very impressed with that first round. Second and third, not so much. I'm just being completely honest with you. But that first round, I will give you all the credit in the world, Jay Mills. You did your thing. That Tom Shepard line, I was like, where are we going with this? Because that was nice. So let's start with Jay Mills and Ines for this prediction blog. Where do I think this is going to go? It's that old school legend feel, basically, because they're both legends, whether you like it or not. Enes. There's a lot of legends on this card. If you really think about it, there is a lot of legends on this card. Hell, there is the co-main event is two legends from New York finally hashing out some problems that I thought didn't exist. But I'll get to that later. J Mills and Enes, how do I think this is gonna go? What I've heard is that J Mills said that he learned a lot from the K-Shine battle. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because I hope you did. I hope you did. And you figured out that the culture has changed. That's not a bad thing at all. That's not a bad thing what happened. I agree that some of the backlash that he got was a little bit unnecessary, but it's kind of what you have to go through in order to, kind of adapt. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if Jordan came back, he would have to adjust to the game, and he would receive some backlash. I would figure if Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith, if they came back to the sport of football, they would have to adjust their game, and they would receive some backlash. So there's nothing to be upset about. As long as you learn from your mistakes, hey, I'm all for it. But that does not mean that I think you're going to win this battle, sir. Enes has been battling, no offense to anybody that I said earlier that Enes has battled, but he's been battling mid-tier competition. Except for Thesaurus. Because Thesaurus is a legend, and I will not disrespect his name. He's a top-tier talent. The legend I just said. But I think this is the first top tier in a while. I'm not talking about ever, but I'm talking about in a while that I think that Enes has battled. So Enes versus J Mills, while everybody is sleeping on this, it's always those sleeper battles that get us. Because maybe this could possibly be battle of the night. Or it could be a dud. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I feel like, and I strongly think, that Enes is taking this battle very seriously. And I think that he's going to win this battle 2-1. Because of the entertainment factor, right? Of the entertainment factor. Enes is hilarious. If y'all have ever noticed that, Enes is funny. He can entertain thousands upon thousands of people, in my personal opinion. J Mills can do the same thing, but I just feel like this is like, for my wrestling fans out there, this is like The Undertaker versus Sting, right? Even though this match has never happened, it's two legends getting back in the ring to see if they still got it. And I like that. They want to end the speculation. They want to bring closure to the previous battle that they had that was a tie. So, I got Enes 2-1 in this, just because that I think that Enes is more entertaining than J Mills. But I do think J Mills is going to have a way better performance than he had against K-Shine in this battle. I truly, honestly think that. Now, moving on to the next battle. Again, I said I didn't want to see J Mills versus Enes, but I definitely don't want to see QB versus Bonnie Godiva. Frankly, I chose not to do any research for this. Frankly, ever since Bonnie was basically exposed of not writing her own raps, and then Math rebuttaling Snake Eyes' whole third round against him at Born Legacy Supreme Dose. What? Bonnie is a very talented rapper. Okay? I will say that. Bonnie is a very talented rapper. But I'm gonna be talking very spicy right now. What did Bonnie bring to the game? QB brought the disrespect to the female game, right? I understand that Bonnie was on Wild 'N Out. Maybe. Sort of. She battled Carter Deems in one of the most entertaining battles I've ever seen. I think she got 1 million views with 40 bars. She had a great battle with my verse, right? Bonnie has great battles. Some are classics. But if we're talking skill set, which is something that I take very seriously when it comes to battle rap, what did Bonnie bring to the table as skill-wise, right? Skill-wise. Yes, the disrespect came from QB, but QB, if you watched, if you were gonna go back in the RBE archives real quick, QB was actually rapping versus Official in one of the best female battles I've ever seen. I think the best female battle on RBE. So, and she was calling out Jazz, and Jazz was like, "No, I don't want to battle you. Frankly, I don't want to see that battle. I don't want to see that battle." I almost forgot. Bonnie brings shock value. She exposes people, right? Oh wait, but QB does the same thing. When was the last time that Bonnie was on RBE? Aver. The infamous bringing the strap out. Not the strap out, but you get the picture. So, and she had I think her and Verb was a great battle. I think her and Verb was a great battle. But this is just my personal opinion. Okay? This is just my personal opinion. As I think that Bonnie Godiva, while she has impacted the female battle rap culture, I don't think she's left that big of a handprint than most of y'all think she has. That's just my personal opinion. Do I think she sucks? Absolutely not. Do I think she can't rap? I do think she can rap. Very well, I might add. I've heard her on tracks. But what, in terms of skill set, what does she bring to the table? And I think her lack of, I mean, yeah, she can scheme, she can do work, all that stuff. Yes, that's what you have to do to be a battle rapper. But what does she do that she can do better than anybody, right? QB can disrespect you all day, then rap along with it. I mean, she debatably beat Arsenal. And that was supposed to be the most disrespectful battle in the history of the world. Right? Got 1 million views. Shout out to RBE. It was a great battle. I enjoyed it. It was very hilarious, very entertaining. But QB was also rapping in that. She battled Shuni. Didn't really care for that battle, but they both did a great job. I'm not saying that RBE doesn't book good female battles, because clearly they do. It's just, in my personal opinion, I don't want to see QB versus Bonnie Godiva, because it does nothing for me. If you put this at the top of the marquee, I'm not buying a ticket. I'm sorry. I'll buy a ticket to see J Mills and Inez. It just doesn't mean that I'm going into it with expectations of it being great. Okay? But the rest of the card for this, I love it. I mean, we got O Red versus J Murda. We've all seen the video about how they were in, I can't remember the venue, but the Trap House, New York. Shout out to No Mercy. They always do their events there. I think Scotty and Dot battled there. I think Fetty and somebody battled there. I can't remember off the top of my head. But This to me, Jay Murda is a good dude. When he can, I say this every time. He's a very good dude. When he came to Dallas, he showed me a lot of love. Every time I show up on his live, he tells people to follow me, and I really appreciate that. Jay Murda, you a good dude. He's one of the realest dudes I've met in this culture. But I think that Jay Murda is up for a test because I personally think that this is Jay Murda's toughest opponent, right? O-Red doesn't slack. Okay? The only time O-Red slacks is that if he literally loses his voice. Right? Or even when he chokes, he comes back and wins the battle convincingly. Watch him versus Show Off. And he still makes him versus Av debatable. I'm disqualifying him versus Ill Will because that battle should have never been released. That should have been vaulted, Smack. That should have been vaulted. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. I'm on one with this prediction vlog, so my apologies. But O-Red versus Jay Murda might be the most debatable battle of this card because both can really rap. Jay Murda does great schemes. Almost Chilla Jones level schemes. O-Red has amazing wordplay. This is going to be a bar fest. I rarely think that these two are going to bring up the incident that happened between them two. I truly honestly think that. I think that they are going to rap with each other, and that's the type of matchups that I like. When two dudes... Yes, I like some type of story that goes along with this. I like some type of, storyline that goes along with this. I mean, Hitman and Bill Collector, that sells itself. Everybody knows the story between Hitman and Bill Collector. J Mills and E-Ness, if you're a really big battle rap fan, you know the story that goes with J Mills and E-Ness. And why you would want to see the rematch. O-Red and Jay Murda, while yes, this does have a storyline, that doesn't overshadow their skill set. Some of these storylines overshadow these people's skill sets, and that's what I'm trying to bring to light here. Yes, this card is called Closure, but that should not be... Yes, it's the name of the card, but don't take Closure in thinking that this is going to be... Every battle's going to have personals. It's going to be like Math Hoffa and Hollow to Don. I don't think that. I think these two are going to... I think some of these battles, like J Mills and E-Ness, they don't hate each other. They just battled a long time. They just battled a long time ago, and it was a tie. They're going to rap again. I think barely use any personals. Maybe talk about, some of the behind the scenes stuff that happened during that battle, but I don't think they're going to use personals. I know QB and Bonnie Gadab are going to use personals because I don't know if there was a fight. I don't know. I refuse to do research on that because I didn't want to see the battle in the first place. I don't like the way it looks on paper. O-Red versus Jay Murda, even if they didn't have an incident, I still would want to see this. These both guys can rap. They have really good wordplay. They can scheme. They can do all of this. I rarely think that these guys are good. They're probably going to talk about it in the first round. But second round and third, man, they're just trying to bar each other's life away. So this is the only time I'm going to pull out this card. Because usually I always have one. I'm only going to pull out this card. 2-1 either way for Jay Murda and O-Red. Because I feel like Jay Murda's very focused. And I also feel like O-Red is not taking him light. And I think this is my pick for Battle of the Night. Now, moving on to Math Hoffa and Charlie Clips. I would have never thought that this battle would happen, period. I didn't know there was any beef with them when it comes to the disaster situation. I genuinely had no idea. Until I did some research. The same day that Math and Diz battled, which led to the incident, same day Charlie Clips battled Daylight in a classic battle. Then the fight happens. And then I keep hearing, Charlie, why didn't you grab your man? I had slippers on. And I never quite got that. And when I was in the presence of both men, I never even asked the question. So, and frankly, it's none of my business to even know. This, to me, I'm taking out this storyline right here, right? I'm taking this storyline out. And I'm looking at two legends in this battle rap culture. Charlie Clips, Math Hoffa. Two people who I had the fortune to have conversations with and speak to about battle rap. I watched Charlie Clips have a great performance against Briz Rothstein in Houston last year. And I was able to even speak with him afterwards. Great guy. Same thing with Math Hoffa. He opened up, again, I say this all the time, he opened up a lot of doors for me. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have had the gnome experience that I had. So I stay forever grateful to those two. But this battle is interesting to me. Part of me doesn't really care about the situation that happened between the two, and part of me does, because I want to know from both sides what really happened. Math Hoffa's been on a tear as of late, if you've been living under a rock. He battled Hollow to Dawn in one of the best performances I have ever seen him give. Better than his Marv 1, and that's saying something, because him versus Marv 1 was incredible. Math was in a different mode versus Hollow to Dawn. To me, he is one of the first people to clearly beat Hollow to Dawn. Then we have Charlie Clips, who had a great battle with New Jersey Twerk at Smack Volume 4, who before that had a great battle with Briz Rothstein. I know that Charlie is doing things with Wild 'N Out and Incredible, and he is not as active as he used to be in the battle rap scene as he much was, because you would see him on multiple cards as of late. But I think that with Clips taking less battles, I think it's a great idea. Same thing with Math Hoffa. I think it's a great idea. So, this is what I say for this battle. Charlie, Math, I got nothing but love for the both of you. You guys are great. You guys are hilarious, by the way. And I am very fortunate enough to have a chance to hang out with y'all. This is battle rap. So let's break this down real quick. Charlie, are you real? Yes, you are, Charlie. And in one of your best performances versus Loaded Lux, you brought out a pen that I haven't seen, that I still haven't seen from you. I no longer... I told Matt this. I said I no longer will ask you if you are prepared for this battle. And I'm not going to ask Matt if he's prepared for this battle. I'm asking Charlie Clips if he is prepared for this battle. Because he could have easily said no to this battle. So, my question is, what made Charlie Clips accept this battle? I didn't know that Math even wanted this battle. This kind of just... Ooh. Sorry, Math. This kind of just hit me out of... No. Jesus! Come on, honey, you gotta watch the jokes, bro. You talking real spicy right now. This just kind of just hit me out of nowhere. I'm serious. There we go again. I can't be doing that. This is an interesting battle. And before I make any other disaster... I gotta stop doing that. I have to stop doing that. Before I make any more jokes, I'll say this. Math Hoffa, Charlie Clips, I think you guys are going to have a great battle. Issues are going to be settled, and everybody's going to be good after this. But I got Math Hoffa taking this 2-1 because the momentum train that he is on right now is ridiculous. So, let's be easy with this. Now, Bill Collector, Hitman Holla. This is interesting because we all know the Hitman show up. I'm not going to really speak on this battle as much because I'm not saying I didn't want to see it, but I also say I did want to see it. I'm not going to say I did want to see it. So, these two are performance kings. But who wants it more is the question. Bill Collector or Hitman Holla. This is the first time Hitman has been on RBE. But we know what to expect. So I don't need to tell anybody anything. Hitman Holla versus Bill Collector. One of the most entertaining. It's going to be one of the most entertaining battles. And I don't think throughout any of these grudge matches that are happening, I don't think that anything is going to pop off in any of this stuff. So I'm going to say this. Bill Collector's been on a tear. But I think if Hitman continues what he's been doing, I haven't seen his battle versus Casino, so I can't really take that into consideration. I will take Hitman versus Tay-Rock. And to me, Hitman beat Tay-Rock. If he continues that wave of momentum, then who knows what's going to happen. So this is what I'll say. I got Hitman 2-1 taking this, but this also, again, might be a very close battle. Because I think Bill Collector has something to prove, and I also think that Hitman has something to prove. Hitman's making his debut on RBE, and Bill Collector, this is his biggest battle to date. And I think that everybody will get some sort of closure in this. Closure. There's all my closure. If you got a little ticker right there, I've said it a million times. RBE, May 4th, Atlanta, Georgia. You got the on-sites with O Solo versus Bricks Belvy. You got 1SKs going on between Ian B and Re-Up Snubs, King Ape and Alias, and a 1SK Graduates, Chip Cambino and MVP. If you're not going to be in Atlanta, I urge you that you get your tickets because while I may not think that this card is going to shape the foundation of the culture, we are definitely going to leave watching this card with something left in our brains. I don't know what it is, but we will definitely be left with a monumental performance, a monumental defeat, a moment that shakes the room in Atlanta. Something great is going to happen and is going to come out of this card. That's what RBE always does. I may not like what is presented to me sometimes at the beginning, but the end result is always well. So stay tuned. Rare Breeder Entertainment, May 4th, Atlanta. This one could get real interesting. And I hope everybody finds their culture. See y'all in a little bit.